Teresa, can you give us a roll call, please?
I will.
We can't start yet, guys.
Oh, why not? All right. We call the quarterly meeting of the Board of Adjustments to order. Teresa, can you give us a roll call, please?
Yes. Chairman Nichols,
Present.
Vice Chair Meredith. Present. Commissioner Ramsey,
Here.
and myself.
There you go.
here.
Thank you. All right. Are there any visitors here tonight? Okay. Can we take a minute to review the minutes and get a motion for the minutes for the last meeting?
I don't have that. You have it? I don't.
It's on the back of the sheet.
I didn't get a sheet.
Here you go.
Joyce, hand me that. Do you want, I don't care. Do you want, I just read the whole thing? Jay?
Just, well, you don't have to read it, just read it, make sure that it looks right to you. If it does, we'll get a motion to approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
You need to sign this.
So we're here today, Tyler, to open a hearing for this variance.
Yes, we have a variance request B-25-63. Owner is Saul Rosenblum, applicant same, and the location is 502 Salt River Road, Leitchfield, Kentucky. Requesting to reduce setback from 20 feet to 0 feet along Salt River Road. So you'll just need a motion to open that public hearing and then hold the hearing and then
All right.
close it after that and deliberate.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about it? Does everybody know what this is? You read it over? And is there anybody here to speak on an open hearing here in the room? No? So can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Do you have to have two?
Yeah.
Second.
Right.
Why are you saying second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So let's deliberate on this. Do y'all know what you think? Is there any questions anybody has?
You just want to put in a fence, decorative fence.
There's a fence already there, isn't there?
Yeah, so they put the fence up.
The white fence that's there? Yeah.
And I sent them a letter telling them, or actually, David's the one that drafted the letter and sent to them, explaining that it was in violation and would need to be removed or, something be done. So they contacted me and I met with them and they asked if there was any sort of variance they could get. And I said, well, you can apply for one.
Okay.
So they didn't know
And
to
then,
apply.
Yeah, they said it was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding of setback versus right-of-way. And so they're not on the right-of-way, but it wasn't far enough off the right-of-way at the same time. So they decided to request a 0 setback because part of the fence is actually right almost at the edge of the right-of-way. So that's why they're requesting the 0 setback.
To not have to
And-
move it.
And basically, if it's approved, then it could remain in its current form.
Is that a problem for you? Do you think
It's not
that-
for me. I mean,
Do you think
it's,
that, I don't,
it's not a solid panel fence. It's only about 3.5 feet tall. It doesn't block any view of any of the streets going in there, but, I mean,
They didn't create the condition.
yeah,
right, I agree.
The actual, I know all of you are familiar with that area through there.
Yeah.
And there's a huge drainage ditch which comes down the side of this road there. And so they put the setback line at the end of that setback. Now, that development was established and it was plotted off, and that, what's caused the problem was before we even had planning and zoning. And so that was erected before planning and zoning. So, that's an old project there, and so, he just wants to put a fence there, and so that's the only thing that I can't see where it caused. Tyler and I looked at it, we both couldn't see any problem with it. It looks good. It's not
it does
bad
look
to
good.
be.
and I did have 2 people contact me that got a notice of the public hearing asking what it was about. And when I explained to them what it was, they said, well, I don't have any problems with that. It looks good anyways.
Yeah.
It could hold us look better than it did. So,
And,
It does.
Right. Well, can we,
with-
and I think I spoke to you a little bit earlier about this today. I don't have a problem because it improved the looks of the property for sure, but it sets precedent. Sometimes if somebody wanted to take away the setback just to gain extra land, but in his particular case, if we've made the provision that it can only be used and be changed for that decorative fence, that seems reasonable versus somebody trying to move a setback to do something else with the
Yeah,
property.
you can
So-
put that in your finding if you so desire, that they can only be used for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, you're not granting him a variance to do anything else with it.
Well, if you're all good with that, then I'll make a motion that the setback variance be granted on the condition that it's just used for the decorative fence and no other purposes.
We'll need a motion from
One
from
of
the
us.
board and then a second.
Do you
Okay.
wanna-
Yeah.
We'll have to make findings of fact.
Yes.
What we'll have to do is, the findings of fact is what we've discussed here already. And so Tyler and I will have to draft that. And the specific conditions, and we explained, all of you know the specific conditions. I mean, you've seen it, you know what the situation is. And the strict application of the provisions would not allow you to put any fence there at all. And of course, that's not what we ever dreamed when we put this together. But, and as we said, we couldn't see what would harm the public safety or welfare of the essential neighborhood. And the neighbors have been happy with it. They haven't had any problem with it either. So that's basically it.
Sounds great.
Makes it look a lot better.
May I make a comment or ask a question, or is it too late?
Well,
If you'll allow it.
so what are you wanting us to do? You want a motion for the,
George, you'll have to make a motion.
So,
my I want to do it the right way for you. So,
so the motion can't come from the chairman. It's got to
Okay.
come from somebody else.
So-
Make a motion that we accept the setback.
On the stipulations of,
With the setback, with the stipulation that it'd only be the decorative fence.
yeah.
correct. That's what you're saying, right, George?
And I
Yes.
second that.
She seconds. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Is that all you need from us? All right.
Sheila.
And I mean, it's a little late for you to ask, but if you want to ask a question, I'll entertain it.
That's too late, you can vote on it.
Okay.
Unless you want to amend maybe amend the motion, I mean, I'm not sure. Can I approach? May I approach? It's just,
All right, that's fine.
I have to turn this thing on. The only question I had in regards to this, does it specifically say fence because you just reduced the setback to 0?
Yes, it does say fence.
So that when the variance is filed, it will state fence only?
It says requesting a 0-foot setback along Salt River Road for the purpose of decorative fence.
Okay, that was the only question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have any more business? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Get a second?
Second.